how do you sort of divorce our foreign policy with the realities of the ground when it comes to China? When you see Chinese missiles flying across the borders from Pakistan, but at the same time we have to still engage with our neighbor to the north. How does South Bloc deal with these sort of contradictions over here?
Look, the point is that Chinese missiles being used by Pakistan should not be seen as a reason for us to be responding to China on that matrix. The China-Pakistan defense relationship is deep. F-16s flying from Pakistan towards India, like they did not make us change our assessment of America. And the point I'm trying to make here is that defense equipment with certain countries are once available in the inventory of certain countries, make that country the owner of that equipment, hardware, and the actions that they take belong to them, not to the others, right? The challenge here is not about the hardware. The challenge is about the possible potential of collaboration during conflicts. And I think that is what must be prevented. And that is why diplomacy and that is why engagement has to focus on ensuring that this alignment of collaboration during conflict is weakened or perhaps even negated. I think that's what we have to be targeting. The idea that they are selling missiles is not problematic.
How was the messaging from Beijing during Operation Sindoor? How do you read that?
That foreign ministry spokesperson's remarks.
No, this is basically I pulled out this is a Chinese handout.
Yeah, that's what.
In the middle of Operation Sindoor, this was what they had said. So
India.
Apart from saying that the action was regrettable, they also said that China opposes all forms of terrorism. So it wasn't.
No, Chinese. Look,
it wasn't like a Turkish statement or something. You know,
my point is that let's be very clear. Chinese are friends with Pakistan. Okay, Chinese have a very deep relationship with them. Perhaps they have a near alliance with them as well. A near alliance, right? I don't think we should have any doubts about that. Despite all of that, I still believe there must be a basis for us to continue a negotiation, engagement, outreach with China to solve our bilateral issues and prevent this from becoming a firm alliance. And I think that has to be an international objective.
And the meetings that happened after all this, we've had the defense minister go there, we've had Ajit Doval go there, we've had the foreign minister also go
Which
there.
is right.
Beijing, yeah.
Which is right.
Yeah.
So hence, I'm saying I don't disagree with any of the efforts being made to continue to engage with the dragon. It is unlikely that you are going to be in a world where you both will not have to deal with each other intimately across domains.
Yeah.
There is no way that you can be $10 trillion as an economy without having a substantial trading relationship with China. You saw that even when we were at the peak of our conflict, and by the way, no one has been more acerbic in my writing on China as I have been. But even during that conflict that happened in the heights of the Himalayas during the pandemic, you saw that in a few years we had significantly grown our trading relationship. So
though we were banning the apps and stuff.
you saw. So we had no. By the way, which I believe is pragmatic. We must decide in these 5 or 6 areas we don't want the Chinese. In every other area, let's embrace them. You know, I keep saying this. Political muscularity and economic embrace is fine.
Yeah, ये napalm bombing नहीं है.
Where
everything
हमें कोई एक grand unified theory नहीं चाहिए. हमें ये चाहिए कि हम यहाँ पे नहीं चाहिए, यहाँ पे पूरा करेंगे और यहाँ पे let's agree to new terms of engagement. And by the way, one area that we must change, one texture that we must change is the investment landscape. I think they have the trading advantages with China, right? The balance of trade belongs to them, of course, in some sense. The balance of investments must belong to us. You know, what is the sobering impact our relationship will have on the Chinese, but to have, say, $50-100 billion of their money invested in India's growth story. And I think that is where we need to find ways of encouraging them to become part of the transformation that we are making. And we must find sectors, and there are plenty of them, where they could be significant actors. But this must be done in a calibrated manner through some rational conversations amongst the very wise people of India.
Yeah.
And we must try to make it interesting for China to be invested in a rising India. But by the way, it doesn't mean that we drop our political muscularity. Let me just tell you this. A good economic relationship between India and China will be based on the fact that China respects that this country has political muscles. So we must continue to spend a large amount of our resources on building the deterrence. Chinese-American trade grew even as China was building capacities to prevent America from being adventurous. So this is something that is absolutely acceptable. You can create capabilities to deter and at the same time roll out the red carpet to have economic engagements. The Chinese did that with the American. We have to take a page out of their book and do to China what the Chinese did to the Americans. Have political muscularity and an economic embrace.
Do subscribe to the ANI Clips channel to get shorter versions of this podcast. Click here to watch the full episode.